this journey of discovery. I'm finding you, finding me. Now that I have someone special.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of How I Met Your Auntie. It is a story to tell.
A story time.
Story time. So, we've been doing a lot of talking about our friendship. So, we
Yeah.
thought we would, finally have this episode discussing our first, I guess, what would we call it? Not a spat, our first.
Downfall.
Oh, okay. Our first downfall. But before we get to that, how are we meeting today? Or how are you meeting?
I'm eating pretty good today.
Pretty good?
I'm excited about this conversation.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll say likewise. I'm eating good. Not as tipsy as I would want to be today for this episode, but it's fine.
Okay.
Dehydrated. Okay, well, do you want to start with our little honeymoon phase?
Yes. So we decided to move in together,
We did.
and we were really excited about this time.
We were.
We were just friends for probably a little over a year and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "Look, it's time." I was trying to move out my mom's house. You had a place already.
It was the size of my hand.
Oh,
It was like a studio for a studio.
yes, yes.
And I was like, oh, yeah, got to get out of here. And if you know Wrigleyville, I was like, I got to get
Mhm.
out of this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were like, it's time. Like, let's just move in together. Like, let's just do it. We had an adventure going to different apartments and everything, and
Oh, yeah. We toured all over and
yeah,
looked for apartments. Tried to, we did little things with our, our application, jobs on jobs.
yeah, had
15 different jobs.
a lot of references, a lot of pay
Mhm.
stubs.
Shout out to all our references out there. Mhm.
But we got in.
We did get in.
Mhm. We got
Got into an apartment. And look, we bought furniture. I think the kind of similar story. Everybody's little. I guess it wasn't our first apartment, but
right.
bought furniture. Um, did the IKEA runs, trying to get stuff together. Blow up mattresses for a while until we got it together.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So that was just the very beginning. We would have different kickbacks, little parties, wing offs.
Yes, the wing off. We had fun. We did a book. We would do book clubs.
Yes.
Wine nights. We always gotta have our little wine.
Yes, like when it comes to us, it's always food and wine. We don't play about that.
We need those two things.
Yes.
They're a must. And then we did like cooking. We were cooking
Yeah.
together.
We was cooking together, like basically anything that I had, she had, and we
Mhm.
shared everything together.
We didn't have a problem. A lot of people did tell us like not to move in so
Right.
soon. Like
Mm.
you guys haven't known each other long, or they had horror stories with moving in with their friends, and they're like it's not gonna work. And we're like we went through our organization together. We can go through
We can get
anything.
through everything.
Y'all don't know what we've been through. We could get through it. A roommate.
Right. That's what we thought.
It is what we thought. It is what we thought. We thought wrong. Mm-mm. But we didn't have too many problems in the beginning. We had little fights,
Yeah, we had little mini fights and everything
Mhm.
in between.
like about, I guess, food.
Hmm.
We had food fight, like not a food fight, but we had food fights about like, I guess I was the one really having the fight, honestly, because Miko did not care about her pizza and the little
I did.
stuff I was sneaking eating her.
Right. She was sneaking eating my food. I didn't even think too much about it, to be honest.
Until that damn juice.
Uh
That juice. We were juicing, okay? And if you know juicing, it is tedious. You got to get the celery, the carrots, and all the clean up the mess. Anyway, I had juiced all night, trying to make my little green juice, trying to stay healthy.
Hmm.
And we had juice. Well, I guess we're not together, but I had been making juices for the both of us in the past.
Yeah.
But that night it was late. I just made mine, and I put it in the fridge. And Miko left out earlier than me. And I woke up that morning, and the juice was gone.
It was gone.
The case of the missing juice. Oh, I was.
Let, okay, let me get to my side.
Tell your side, girl.
Okay. So yes, it was tedious. She was making the juice and everything. And like she said, she's made my juice before. So I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So I went into the refrigerator, got up before her, went to work, took the juice, And then I was on my way to work, and then Robin called me, ring, ring, ring. And I'm like, oh, hey, girl, did you drink my juice? And I'm looking like, hold on, wait a minute. And I was just like, yeah, I got the juice. And she was like, that was my juice. And I'm looking like, okay, girl, my bad or whatever. Like, I was real nonchalant about it because I'm looking like, I know you're not calling me this
About a
early
juice.
in the morning about some juice.
I was.
She was. And she was like, nah, like, she ain't play. I just hung up the phone. So all day long, we was in a text war all day over
And she
the
was
juice.
so nonchalant about it, like, oh, it's just a juice. I drank it. And I'm like, all I've been eating was carrots for days. And then I get up and I don't even have a little juice to drink.
Yes.
I'm hangry. I'm irritated. And she is not apologetic.
Right. And then, when we got home, because like I said, at this point, I'm upset. I'm irritated. She's been irritated. And it's like, you know what? Let's talk it out and everything. And that was just like
A little spat.
a little spat
Yeah, it
over
wasn't
food.
nothing big,
Right.
really.
Right.
I would say another one we went on the trip, or would it be, I think maybe the trip.
Yeah, when we went down to Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Okay, so
That was a trip.
it was a
Whirlwind.
trip. It was a trip, and it went down in Jamaica, and
Said Bumbleclot.
all hell broke loose. And that was a trip that we had like both of our outside friends come with us on it
Yeah.
and everything. And like I said, chaos, confusion, and anything in between there, right? And at the end of the day, everybody goes their separate ways, but we still live together.
Right. We got to go back home to each other.
Right. And I just remember like after the trip, my mom came to pick us up and then she was like, where's Robin? And I'm like, I don't know. She just dipped. Like we haven't talked to her since Jamaica.
Because I wasn't even going to give you the opportunity for me to wheel up my little suitcase and see the van ride past me. I was like, I'll get my own Uber. I'll just keep going my way. Don't even got to worry about me.
Right.
And I'm not thinking, oh, her mom's getting us. I'm just like, we not talking. I'm about to leave. It's fine.
So when I finally got dropped off, you were already at home and everything. She was minding her business and we didn't talk that night. And then the next day, I'm like, you know what? Like, we're going to have a conversation. So I go to her door, knock, 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 knock. And I'm looking like, girl, like, let's just have a conversation. Like, let's just talk about it and everything. And then, of course, we're going back and forth. We're like arguing and everything. And back then, we didn't know how to communicate with each other. So every time we were heated, we're yelling, screaming, cussing, like cussing each other out.
Oh, was it that bad? Dang.
Like we didn't know what.
Yeah, we definitely wasn't communicating.
Right, we wasn't communicating well with each other. And so so we finally, at the end of the day, we squashed that situation. Or I just remember a time where so we both when we were working, we were not like allowed to like be on our phones like that. So we were on Google Chat all day long. And I remember like I was trying to figure out like we just moved in. We already have people just telling us like, maybe it's too early for you guys to move in. So I was like going online and just trying to figure out a way how to communicate about us living together.
I know where this story's going.
And I found like a document, something online called the roommate contract. And it was just a contract or a document basically just discussing, how to have that conversation about setting boundaries in the house, when it comes to cleaning and washing dishes, things like that for roommates. And I sent Robin the link and all hell broke loose because she's thinking that I'm giving her this to sign a contract.
Girl, I was like, maybe these people was right. What is going on? She done sent me a PDF about this roommate contract, and I'm like, I know how to do that. I know how to, be a roommate and not be messy or to clean up after myself or whatever. I didn't need to sign no contract, no papers, no paperwork.
And it wasn't that. It was nothing to sign. It was just like a starting point for a conversation.
Right.
So we were going back and forth about that and everything. And then I just remember Robin telling me that I sound like 1,000 squawking crows and everything. I'm looking like, wait, hold
I don't
on.
even know where I would have got that from. You sound like 1,000 squawking crows.
Ooh.
I don't even know. Maybe I was reading a book. I have no idea. But oops. Yeah, I was just like, you are crazy. I'm not signing any paperwork.
There's no paperwork to sign.
I don't know. You sent me a file. You sent me a contract. When you send a contract, I'm thinking it needs to be signed,
Right.
notarized, dated. I don't know.
So yeah, that was just another spat
Yeah.
we had. And then I another time, um, when it was probably around the same time frame, and then we were probably arguing about something silly, and you dropped your keys in the dumpster outside.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and I did not want to message her and ask her for help. But of course, what else am I gonna do? My keys is in the dumpster, trying to throw the trash in there and drop my keys. And I think we're about to have a party, like a wine night,
Yeah.
book club that same
Mhm.
time. So it's like we gonna end up having to talk. But I had to call her and be like, "Come down here. The apartment keys is in the trash. Somebody gonna get into my house if you don't help me."
Right. And I'm looking like, huh, here she go. So I'm like, you know what? Yes, let me just I'm not gonna even argue about it. Let me just go over there. And we over here fishing and got her up in the garbage trying to fish out and everything. So we were able to do that. And then we had our conversation before the people or our friends came over because it was gonna be real awkward,
Right.
and the tension, people would have felt the tension. So let's just have this conversation real quick and get it
Yeah.
out the way. And then we enjoyed our night. So
We did. Just a bunch of little stupid
yeah.
stuff. It wasn't anything that would make us be like, oh, we don't want to renew our lease or come back and
Mhm.
live with each other. It was just stuff we can get past. I get kind of normal things when you
Yeah.
live with someone else. But the tensions rose
Yeah.
and we had a breach of contract.
Oh wait. We did get a dog.
Oh yeah, we got Buddy.
We got Buddy. Buddy at the time was like 5 years old, adopted him. And at this point, we're like the three amigos. Like we
The
did
three
everything
amigos.
together. And then like,
He was our protection.
yeah, he's
Scared. We had some scary stories.
yes. Yeah.
Them neighbors.
Them neighbors was some witches.
We lived across from the maintenance man who was a witch or a Wiccan, a warlock, whatever he wanted to call himself. He wasn't nothing we wanted to mess with.
No, we love Jesus. We don't play about that.
Uh-uh. And it was some creepy stuff going on. I felt like he didn't want us across the way from him.
Yes. So I just remember I probably had like Buddy for a few weeks at this point, and he was just a normal dog and everything. And one night, let's say it's around 10, 11 o'clock, and he's just at my bedroom door. I always just close and lock my bedroom door. And he's just growling and growling, and I'm trying to pull him away. Like, what's going on? So I'm calling Robin, like, Robin, like, are you out in the hallway? And she was like, no, I'm in bed. And I was like, girl, I think somebody up in this hallway. And then I was like, you gonna go, you gonna go. She like,
And I'm going, I'm not, you got the dog.
right,
You got protection.
right. And I was like, I ain't going. I'm not going either. So I'm like, I got
Mm-mm.
Buddy and got up in their bed and went to sleep. And then the next morning, when I was on my way to work, I looked. Of course, I'm in the hall in the living room,
Right.
and our front door was unlocked.
Yeah, something was going on with that man.
Hmm.
I don't know. But I'm glad I didn't open that door and go in that hallway that night.
We don't know what was out there.
Mm-mm.
And then like weird episodes started happening. Like I remember one day I came into the house and the entire house was filled with gas and the one of the aisles on the stove was
Right.
on. And I called Robin like, girl, did you leave the stove or the aisle
I ain't
on?
cook nothing.
And
I'm drinking juice.
she's like, I wasn't even in the kitchen today. And so that was weird. Um
We screened off our patio
mhm.
at one point. And it was really nice. I don't know why we did all that, but we screened it off so bugs and stuff couldn't come in. And then we found a dead bird just laying on the middle of the patio. I don't know how it got in because everything was like staple gun
Yeah, it was
shut.
safety gun. And first I'm like, oh, did Buddy kill the bird? But I'm like, there's no blood anywhere. He didn't have anything on him. It was just
Mm,
weird. And another time, I had these Tiffany champagne flutes and we had like a cute little wine stand. Um and one day we woke up and the flute was just in the middle of the floor in the living room and it was broken.
yeah.
And we were like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. weird stuff was happening. That man, something was strange about him. I wonder if
Yeah.
he's still there, like the maintenance.
I wonder, and I just remember the main maintenance man was like, "Yeah," because I'm like, "Can you start coming into our unit?" Because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, he's kind of weird, and he's like, "No, he has had other complaints about him too, but I don't understand why you didn't let him go." But I do remember that guy came and told me like, "Oh, your dog bit me." Well, because he's sensing some bullshit. You come up in the apartment and you over here petting him, talking about you pet him.
Buddy don't play.
No, he don't. And that's another thing about Buddy. He will always, if somebody ain't right, he will let us know.
I'm just gonna fan myself to that.
He will let us know. He will bite somebody.
Mm.
And he don't be biting nobody like that. But he will bite people. He will be barking at people.
Dog sense the boo.
He was sensing. And we would just sometimes just, he just let little stuff go. But he would be letting us know something ain't up about that person.
Something ain't right about them. Mm-mm. But yeah, but he was our little road dog. Just to take him on walks sometimes if
Yeah.
Mika wasn't off yet. We really didn't have too many problems outside of little stuff. We
Yeah.
had some good times.
No, we definitely had some
Movies,
good
used to
times.
stay up late, watch all kind of movies, not even go to work the next day.
Right, like
Bates Motel and
Walking Dead. Like we were like
yeah.
horror movie buffs, so we will watch. That's our love language. Like we watch scary movies all the time. To this day, like that's our
Right.
thing. Like we watch, and we can just like we're doing now, just laid out like on the couch and watching movies all day. So
Movie night.
yes. So we had some good times.
Yeah, but things took a turn.
Uh
The
oh.
energy shifted
Mm-hmm.
and the bad and the ugly started.
Oh. Yeah.
So I guess we got to get to that.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So yes, the good, the bad, and the
And
ugly.
the ugly.
I do want us to take full, or we do take full accountability though.
Yeah.
This was because of us that we fell out, you know.
Yeah.
I think our foundation, as we said, wasn't really strong. We had known each other for about a year
Mm-hmm.
and a half, maybe. But our friendship and our foundation wasn't as strong as we thought it would be. To handle all these different variables that
The variables.
was moving together.
Yeah.
I think at a certain point we kind of got, I don't know to say obsessed. We got caught up in what we thought we should have. Like
Mhm.
we both had started new jobs. We were trying to balance. I had been in my job for a while, but it was still under a year. And I think Miko just started a new job. And we thought, oh, we new job, new friendships, new house, new everything. Let's do new relationships.
Right.
No.
No. We thought we just got into new relationships as well. And yeah, we didn't make it about the friendship anymore.
Yeah.
It really turned dark at a certain point.
Yeah.
Um, it was about me, 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 me. And what I got going on.
Right.
And yeah, it at a certain point it just got nasty.
It got real nasty. And we didn't have boundaries. And it was
Yeah.
okay before because
It was just us.
has boundaries, just us. So we're not no boundaries on like pizza and drinking smoothies,
Right.
juices. That's
Mhm.
fine. But when it's all these different other layers and variables, you have to have some boundaries. If you haven't had those things from the ground up, then it can get crazy real fast.
Yeah,
Definitely a cautionary tale, as we said.
definitely.
When
Like
you see those first red flags.
say something. Have those conversations, those uncomfortable conversations.
These are very uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely have those conversations because we lacked communication.
Mm-hmm.
We lacked the communication. We lacked respect for each other, and we did not respect our household.
No. So much so we stopped even talking. We didn't even want to have any conflict, so we stopped just speaking.
Yeah.
Forget the communication. It was like bad communication, how we didn't want to how we didn't know how to talk to each other well. We didn't talk to each other
At all. We didn't speak at all. You went about your way. I went about my way. I stayed in my room. You stayed in your room. At a certain point, I remember you were like, "Oh, you're always in your room on your phone," and
Yeah, like she didn't come in the living room anymore. And we used to like hang out in the living room and stuff. But she'd be like, "You do the same thing?
yeah,
Like you don't go in the, you're not in the living room either. I go in my room just the way you do yours." But it just felt different. Like you didn't want to even come back to the house.
right. Yeah.
It never really felt like that. It was always like, "Ooh, I get to go home, my friend, and we hang out." It
Right.
was like, I don't even want to be here.
And this was like really like our last what 2 to 3 months
Right.
of
It was
living
the
together.
very, and luckily,
Yeah. Right.
it was the very end, which shows us that we weren't able to add more on to our plate. We should have left it how it was, made more time for us if
Mhm.
we're going to live in this space and protect that and our peace
And
more than trying to add pieces.
right.
Ooh.
Ooh, child. There was a lot of pieces. There was a lot of pieces that we added to the mix. But like I said, like we said, like we want to take full accountability because this is between us at
Right.
the end of the day. So just anything on the outside, at this point, that's not a factor because we're the ones having to work on our friendship and trying to rebuild it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it was up to us to like honor our friendship. That was all about us. So we
Right.
should have knew
We should have
this is most important.
we
Yeah.
should have knew. And at this point, I'm just looking like this ain't my sister. This ain't my cousin.
Is this person?
Who is this
Who is
person?
this?
Like we didn't know each other. Like I didn't recognize you at this point. I didn't.
We thought we would be good because we found out we were good.
Yeah.
That made us like, oh, we got more foundation. 'Cause we
Right.
ain't
Family.
seasons.
Right.
No, no,
No.
no. And I knew you were gone.
Oh,
I knew she was gone. I was like, this ain't my friend. I knew this ain't. I don't even know who this is anymore. When I went in your room to talk to you or something one day, and I seen that man drying on the hanger on her blinds, I said, oh, she gone for real. She ain't coming back.
I was gone. You know, we be in our Delulu states and everything. And then, okay, I just remember a time, like I said, we used to like, and this was like in the very beginning of the thick of it,
Our
like in
Sunday dinner.
yeah, we would do our Sunday dinners. We're cooking for each other and everything. And I'm cooking some spaghetti, and I just remember Robin looking over in that pot and told me, "This ain't enough.
Oh, not this ain't
This
enough.
ain't enough, cause we got some company." And I said,
No.
"Make it enough," because I'm thinking like I'm just cooking for you and me. What is going on?
Oh,
So that's when I'm like, she lost her mind.
oh, I don't know.
But
Well, if Edie said, when you find it, come find me. So what she said? That's what she told me. That's basically me, cause come find me. And you might need to go to Aldi.
right, okay. Oh
It
god.
was too much. Like we can laugh about it now, but it was horrible. The tension was so.
Yeah,
We walking out, she feels sick.
it was
It's,
real.
it's crazy that nobody knew.
Nobody knew, like none of our friends knew. Like I just remember a time like we were having like a girls' night at one of our girlfriends' house and we weren't talking, but I was trying to figure out a way for us to because we're about to go to these people's house, like for us to like try to have some type of normalcy. So like I stayed home. Like when I got off work, I came into the house and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait until Robin comes just to see if we want to leave together. But no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Robin, when she got off, she got her ass up in that car.
Look, I guess I be leaving.
Right,
She be ghosting, I be leaving.
right.
Look, I got off of work and went straight there. I said, "Oh, I ain't going. We ain't gonna ride together. I'm not even going." I didn't even think about riding
Right.
together because I'm just thinking she's not even gonna offer me, like, "Oh, let's ride together."
Mhm.
So, I just kept on going. I ain't even gonna go back in the house. I see you when I see you.
Right. And then we went to our friend's house and they didn't know
No,
that all of this has transpired between us. Like I'm sure they probably thought, oh, they probably got a little, whatever
right? They probably,
roommate stuff. But it what they didn't know. Like we weren't really even talking to each other at the house. Like
they probably was like, "What's happening to the book club?" Or what? And we was like, "Oh yeah," they thinking we just didn't want to do it no more.
mhm.
Weren't having dinners anymore. She used to have those Sunday dinners. Sometimes it wouldn't just be us two as
Right.
we was there, but we would have our friends and
Yeah.
everyone would come over. But that stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely stopped.
Mm.
Um and then
Oof.
ooh,
Then it got a little crazy when I think it just wiggled its way onto social media, and we all know how things.
play out on social media.
Yes, and I think this was because I had posted something. I think I posted something about my plates because at this point we knew we were moving out,
We were done.
doing the lease.
We were done. Yeah.
No, and yeah, I had some plates that Miko in my mind took or whatever.
Yeah, she thought I stole her plates. So we had like similar plates, and they basically the plates like had the same like initials.
Just plain white plates.
Yeah, they were just plain white plates. And I already was in the process. I already had found my new place, and I was already moving my stuff out. So at this point, I just took all the plates, and then I remember you came back and was like, "No, you took my plates. You know, you took my plate." And I'm like, "Oh, like I really actually didn't mean to take your plates," and I brought them back that same day and put it in the cabinet. So
Look, she done took my juice already.
right,
So I'm
so you
figuring
now stealing plates now.
So I posted whatever. I don't remember that post, but basically my mom responded to the post and was like, "Do we need a divorce attorney? What?
Yeah, like
Need a divorce court?
like we need to go to divorce court. Yeah.
Go to divorce court?" And then Miko wrote back, "Yes." But I read it, yes. Oh, you know, that's how I read.
Oh, hold on. I did all that.
Please, you know when you're mad in your mind, that's what it said. Oh, it just said yes. Oh, that ain't what I saw. That's all I said. Oh, this in one word, the
Right.
tone and everything.
Because I was like, okay, here she go. She owns social media. Like it's that now getting messy and everything. So yeah, I did reply with yes.
And that's on me for social media.
Mhm.
And then I came home that night. I think our parents. Well, I'll just say we were both moving out the next day. I don't even know if I knew you were moving out the next day.
No, you didn't know.
Yeah, we ended up we were moving out the next day. So my mom and everybody was gonna, my mom and dad was gonna come help me move out, get the truck and everything the next day. So I came back home that night and she was in the living room. This was right after she responded to the comment. And I was like, "Don't talk to my mom," or don't don't say
Okay,
nothing
this
to
is
my
how
mom.
I remember. Like you had came out of your room and then you had went into the kitchen and start slamming stuff.
Oh, okay, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
right. Start slamming stuff, and I'm just looking like whatever. So then you came back, and then you was like, don't be saying anything to my mom, and
Yeah.
like don't be disrespecting my mom and everything.
Or don't be getting smart with my mom.
Yeah,
Probably something that I said like
yeah,
smart with my mom or whatever. And then um she was like, I said, "Don't say nothing to my mom or whatever." And
yeah.
she was like,
Yeah, you
I just kept going on about that.
right. And then you was like, oh, if you say something to her, watch what's gonna happen to you tomorrow, and blah blah blah.
She was like, I said, "Don't say nothing." She was like, "I say what the I want to your mama."
Right.
And I just gonna, oh, it's
Right.
about to start. It's
Right.
about to go.
And I'm just thinking like, okay, and that's why I was telling you, I was like, whatever you about to do to me tomorrow, you could do this right now. Like
today.
let's do it now. So so at this point, I'm already thinking like it's about to go down.
About to go down. Yeah, it was about to go down, and it went down.
It went down. It went down.
It went down.
No force.
Went down in the forest. And then it just escalated from there. I remember going, be like, "Okay, whatever. We gonna see. We gonna see.
Yeah, yeah.
Do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. I dare you. Do it tomorrow." Whatever I was saying. Carrying back down the hallway to my room and her following me into the room. And I'm like, "Get out of my room. First of all, this is my room and get out." And she's like, "I pay rent up there yet. This is my room." And I'm like, "Oh, she done lost her man. She done lost her man. It don't look like she gonna find me."
And then I'm over here. I'm over here on Robin's dress. Like now I'm being antagonistic.
Right.
I'm over here touching stuff on her dress and everything. She like, don't be touching my shit. Don't be touching.
She gonna be shaking the table. She wanna be touching stuff, moving stuff around.
And then I just remember Robin threw some deodorant at me.
Look.
And then oh hell, bro,
Shake the stuff. Here you go.
right. And then it just started boom. And then we got the windmill up and down.
A mess. A mess. This is horrible. It was
not funny. No, it really was not.
It was
funny.
horrible.
It was not. It was not funny. Robin left.
I left. Yes.
You left, and then the next day, both our parents showed up.
How awkward was that? My parents come in, hello, after we been told them what happened the night before.
And now everybody knows. Everybody
knows. Yeah. Everybody.
This
They're like,
what the?
how did it get from from nothing what they thought,
Right.
like a physical altercation.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know, but they didn't know this was the boiling point.
Right.
It was been so much, and then this was, I guess it was like the last day to us.
Yeah.
Just when, all right.
It was just the last straw, and it was just like how the trajectory of everything was going. This was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Like, of course, now just looking back at it, it was like,
No.
what were we thinking? Like, that was so stupid. Like, so
But it got there. Like
it
what
got
we
there.
saying with the red flags.
Yeah.
Time you don't want to get there.
You don't want to get there. All the red flags were beaming in our faces,
It's crazy.
and we ignored all of them.
Until it got to a big
And
stop.
got. That's what
So we got. I'm saying that contract would have been definitely a breach.
right. Oh, that was
Get them dishes. We was throwing dishes.
right. Okay.
We keep putting them up. We was in there throwing stuff.
Maybe nails all over the place and everything.
It was a war zone.
It was a war zone.
War zone.
And then that was the end of the friendship.
Oh yeah, it was pretty much.
It was done.
It was over after that.
It was done.
And never thought it would be back to where it is now.
Here on this couch.
Yes,
Once
we got no
again.
space today. This
Right.
is tired.
Just right.
Just
We get trimmed
a
up.
little trick. PTSD.
Right.
Oh man, but we've grown a lot from that. We know that we should have talked
Yeah.
previously before it got that bad. We know we should never have a physical altercation,
Right.
obviously. But yeah, that's our story time. We said that we've been through. When we say we've been through it, we've been through.
We've been
okay?
through it.
Lying.
We've been through it all. So
Now we just had some little spats.
right.
Mm.
And then you wondering like, how y'all gonna even get back friends after that? After a fight?
Well, we got another story to tell.
No.
And we'll let y'all in on how we became friends after that, which amazes a lot of people because they don't understand it.
They don't understand that friendship.
I'm at this point we're sisters. I mean, those sisters be fighting.
They be fighting.
They be fighting, man. Those they do it. Trying to make it better.
Right.
They be fighting, right? Grown men. You stole my shirt. My feet too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll close this out.
Yes.
And we're going to fill you guys in on how we got back together the first time.
Ooh.
Yeah, because this wasn't the only time.
This ain't it, y'all.
Unfortunately. We got more stories to tell.
We got a lot to tell.
But we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Thank you.
I Met Your Aunty. See you later.
Bye.
We can become whatever we want. All we need is loving you. That's the way the feelings should be. You